Not gonna lie to you guys, I'm a little freaked out. I'm a little freaked out because when you go to the NFL tab on the Dog app, all that they have for us is the Mitten Returns, which you sickos have basically already filled, the Gauntlet Returns, and a 4-game conference championship slate. And I don't know about you guys, but I have an appetite that's larger than that. I need some slow drafts. I need $200,000 up top. I did 81 dingers last year, Nez. Famously, I was giga mega overweight on Tyler Soderstrom, who was like basically the guy you had to have. Didn't win the dinger. Don't even think. I think I got 2 teams in the semifinals, but none in the shipper. But I did come to really enjoy Major League Baseball, best ball. It's basically the perfect way to interact with baseball, in which you get to care a lot in the preseason, but you don't have to care on August 2nd if you don't want to, which is really the ideal way to interact with baseball.
It really is, man. Best ball was like made for baseball for sure. You can take your stabs on some rookies, on some prospects if you want, and play that game. We played that game and learned. Maybe we learned something, maybe we didn't by playing that game last year. But it really is the perfect way to interact with such a long, grueling season, as opposed to setting your lineups every single day, start and sitting. Like, it's just what best ball was really made for, unintentionally, was for MLB. And we got 200K to first this year, which is an awesome improvement, with 250K extra added to the prize pool. Yeah, dude, I'm absolutely stoked. I've got a lot to catch up on in terms of like the
Rosters
player
and
pool though, and ADP and
yes.
everything. There's a lot.
So,
A lot to catch up on.
so I obviously do as well. I probably know more about the third best 2026 NFL tight end prospect than I do about whoever the sixth best first baseman in fantasy football is. So I assume that a lot of you guys are coming from a similar perspective here. We're going to dive down into a little bit of that because I'm going to show you guys some resources that if you're coming at a spot from where Nez and I are coming at, which is trying to relearn who plays for who are the good picks, who are the bad picks, and things like that. We are going to go over some resources, but just real quick, I think this would be helpful. Just explain the rosters, and really what it is explain how pitching and outfield works for Major League Baseball best ball, because that is actually, you can kind of convert that to fantasy football pretty easily.
Mm-hmm. Right. So, starting lineup: 3 pitchers, 3 outfielders, 3 infielders, and a flex. The flex, of course, being a batter, infielder, or outfielder, and 10 bench spots. So these are 20-round drafts. These, lot of players to pick from here. To like dive very quickly and fast into the dynamics of the drafts and roster constructions, things like that. There are fewer outfielders in the player pool than infielders by nature. There are, we've got 5 infielders that play on every team, every lineup, and then only 3 outfielders. Most of the time you will have a DH as an outfielder, so more like 3.5. But by nature of these positions, there are more infielders available than outfielders available.
And a
So
lot of
that
guys who are
adds
infield
scarcity.
eligible will play outfield in the regular season. Like you'll draft a guy in
Sure.
infield and you'll check a lineup on July 7th and you'll be like, wait, why is this guy playing left field? I drafted him as my third baseman. And it almost never happens vice versa, where an outfielder will then play second base or whatever.
Correct. It would be a blessing if it did happen. Yeah. So by nature of it adds scarcity to the outfield position. So yellow outfield, yellow wide receiver. We have similar runs on the position in baseball that you see in NFL, and with the pitching position, there are a lot of variables that go into why pitching is devalued. But pitching is very devalued and in baseball, and you can kind of consider it like a hybrid of QB and tight end in that regard, where there are elites, there are guys that separate, but on the whole, what we believe is best practice, GTO right now, is to wait on pitching, not necessarily punt pitching, but to wait at the position and spend the least amount of draft capital on pitching right now tends to be the meta that we've seen year over year.
Yeah, basically what you will find if you have never played Major League Baseball, best ball before, and if you do pull up some of these rankings and you're like, oh, okay, I got my rankings, I got my projections or whatever, you'll be like, wait, why is outfielder I've never heard of going ahead of infielder I have heard of is kind of
Mhm.
is basically what will end up happening. And I do just want to give a quick shout out to my dude, Finding Value Fantasy with the shipper. Look at this, dude. He did the this is I just real quick, just so smart of him to do the double punt Green Bay wide receiver. Christian Watson was 100% drafted. Jaden
Yeah.
Reed 13% drafted. Dubs 8% drafted. Just like this is chef's kiss, 3 wide receiver instead of 2 running back. Just like a total chef's kiss of how very smart game theory using small gaps and projections. I mean, this is a real masterclass, Nez. Dare I say a real
Dare you say?
masterclass.
No, shout out Topstat, man. He's super cool. He came on the Badge Bros early on the season to talk about because this is not his first time. He's taken down 5 figures. He took down 25K earlier in the season. Came on, talked to us, met him at the Dog Bowl as well. So that was really sick. Super cool guy, and mega sharp lineup here. It hit me like Saturday morning that like, oh shit, I should have done some of these Jordan Love doubles, like with the Jaden Reed dubs. Like it hit me way too late. And at that point, the winner had been drafted. And boy, is it a sharp one. So yeah, shout out to our guy, Top Stat. Oh, dude, is it me? Chat, is it me or is it Davis? Oh, it's Davis. Davis is like totally frozen. This is great, actually. I would love to take control of the Davis Maddock YouTube channel. So we've got how many people in here? 50 people in here. All right, guys. I'm now Davis Maddock. Thank you, dude, for coming on the show. I feel like it would actually be terrible bad co-opting if I try to do a Davis impression. He just told me that his power went out, so he's going to try to get back on. He ended up he's texting me over Discord. So I mean I'm not scared. I'm going to keep this thing rolling. I can't pull up comments, but I can talk to the chat in real time. Ryan wants to cut to the chase in the chat. He wants to know who wins the World Series. Absolutely too early to tell, but the Pirates definitely are up there. I think the Pirates are definitely up there. You guys can get me to ramble about the Pirates easily. I think they are undervalued to win the division. I think they're undervalued for their win total of 77.5 wins. This is a team that has a GM fighting for his life. They are showing signs of life in terms of making moves to actually be good. I mean, you guys, I can fully understand nobody wanting to believe the preaching of what I'm saying in terms of, yeah, it's the Pirates, no thank you. But I'm just telling you, man, as somebody that is unfortunately extremely dialed in on the Pirates year over year, these moves that they've made are much different than in the past, because in the past there's literally been like no moves. The moves they made in the past were like Tommy Pham. But this year, they've made real moves. Thank you, Davis, for stopping me from telling everybody that the Pirates are an absolute jam in 2026.
Dude, that was one of the most insane things. My power just went out.
Just like a bleep, just like a quick blip.
Like basically what happened is like just for like 1 second, my like everything in my whole house just for like 17 seconds just went out. So I can only assume that that everyone just learned a lot about Paul Skeens.
I didn't even get to Paul Skeens. That's how deep down the rabbit hole I was. I was working from the bottom up in terms of why the Pirates might actually be good this year.
It's insane to know. I need to get on my right microphone here.
Mm-hmm.
Man, what are we doing? All right, give me 90 seconds on ballpark ramifications, on Rockies, on the Orioles maybe you moving their fence in, and the Royals moving their fence in.
Yeah. So Rockies is the Rockies. Like nothing I don't believe anything changed for their dimensions unless I missed something. But just in general, the TLDR is that the Rockies play in a very interesting environment for baseball because they're at high elevation. Now, their ballpark doesn't provide more home runs for teams. That's sort of like the common misconception for people that think that they understand Coors Field. But what happens is the ball flies faster, pitches move less, and so because of that, it is a much more hitter friendly environment because of those two factors. Now you add in the ballpark is bigger to accommodate for the fact that the ball flies further. So you don't actually hit more home runs there, but you make harder contact, you make contact more often. And because the ballpark is bigger, there are way more opportunities for extra bases, specifically triples. It's a lot easier to hit triples in Coors Field. All in all, it is like an awesome one. It is like the best place to hit in baseball. Now, the Orioles moving their fences in. They call it Baltimore because in left field they moved their fences way back. I'm sure everybody knows this. They are reverting those changes. I don't know to what degree, but they are reverting them. And they're also bringing in more right-handed bats, pull power to that side. So they are clearly trying to take advantage of this quick change and really go for it this year. The Orioles are absolutely going for it, at least from an offensive standpoint. The Orioles are absolutely nasty, probably the best team to stack in the Dinger for my money. And then the K, man, they moved in the fences, and the K was known as a park that was difficult to hit homers in, and now they are going to be neutral. The thing that you also have to take into account here,
well, they also famously didn't have They didn't have a 30 home run season. Rocky Balboni was the Royals home run leader until Mike Moustakas broke it, when Moustakas basically completely changed his swing just to hit home runs. He
in the K, specifically in the K.
Yes, he went down. He literally, pardon the pun, or maybe appreciate the pun, but he went down a K hole in order to change his swing to basically change the launch angle, and it did sort of it did kind of basically totally change his career. But sorry, not Rocky Balboni, Steve Balboni, obviously not Rocky Balboni.
Rocky Balboa.
Yes, sorry, Steve Balboni. But yeah, there we go. That was literally the craziest 2 minutes and 30 seconds of streaming I've ever had. I have no idea what happened. It's a sunny, nice day outside. I have no idea why my power went out, and my good microphone won't connect right now. So we're on my backup good microphone.
Sounds fine.
But it does. It sounds fine. So we're going to draft a dinger here. Just real quick, and I'm actually just going to drop this in the YouTube subscription. But basically, if you want the answer to how do I know what good players to pick? How do I know who's a good player? How do I know who's a bad player? I'd like to draft. I'd like some rankings. First off, I think there are a couple people that do rankings. My friend Vlad Sedler over at FTN Fantasy does rankings. Vlad is an absolute killer, just a really, really good fantasy baseball player. And I think he's going to come on and draft with me here at some point relatively soon. EasyDFS.xyz did rankings last year. I have no idea if he will do rankings this year, but this page right here is the 2026 hitter projections for and these are from Derek Carty, right? So this is what Carty cut his teeth on, and these are just free on Fangraphs, and they're very, very good. I would encourage you to use them. Now, you will hear some people say that Carty's rankings are no good for rookies. It's really a matter of your personal opinion in terms of, do you want rookies to have their stuff applied as if they are situation neutral, average for their profile, or do you want a little bit of special sauce put on them? You might want the special sauce. If you're a slappy, you probably do want the special sauce because you want to draft some rookies, but Carty does very good projections, and they are free on Fangraphs.
Yeah, that's a cool thing, is that all these season-long projections that are, the best, there's no point in trying to create projections for baseball because there are multiple systems out there, and they're all tested to be pretty damn good. Like if you create a system that's better than like what's out than like the things that are out there, like one, you should either be working for a team, or two, honestly, you got lucky, because there are really good free resources out there, which is really cool because we as fantasy, football players from that angle, we love projections, right? We use projections all the time. Well, we have, instead of a 17 game sample, 162 game sample. So we have a pretty good, band of, error band here of like who we think is going to do well in baseball. So using these projections makes a lot of sense. And yeah, there are different, systems that you can use. The Bad X is very good. But yeah, if you want to use one that's more, friendly toward rookies, Steamer is another one. And Steamer also is good just on the whole in general. But yeah, Steamer's way more friendly toward rookies.
Yeah, so you can literally just use this tab up here, Steamer, depth charts. ATC won't be live quite yet because we're pretty early. We're pretty. I mean, we're drafting on January 14th, and like rosters and stuff are still not decided. But Nez, we are potentially going to have like the decision point of draft, which is Bobby Witt Jr. is projected for roughly a bazillion points compared to a lot of the guys who go around him. But we have to decide, do we want to spend the rest of the draft chasing from behind at outfield, or do we, you know what, actually, let's do it so that people can see the consequences of what happens. So let's take my guy, Bobby Witt, and then people will get to see how bad some of the outfielders that we are projected to take will be. Because I actually think this is more instructive and shows you why Fernando Tatis Jr., who's projected for 300 fewer points than Bobby Witt Jr. Really, I mean, this is like, well, why would I take Josh Jacobs in the second round in fantasy football? And it's like, well, you know what you're getting with Josh Jacobs. You very much know what you're getting with Fernando Tatis.
Yeah, you do. And I mean, Bobby Witt, there are a ton of arguments that you could make for Bobby Witt going earlier than this, right? Like, I think you could make an argument Bobby Witt should go 3. And I don't know that like that would be totally appalling.
I mean,
especially
he
with
will
the
probably score the third most points over 162 games, right? I mean, you would think
he could be the leading scorer in fantasy baseball, and nobody would be shocked.
Yeah,
and at that point, it's like, what's that worth? If even with positional scarcity, could be a lot. Good question.
Right, Nez. I'm gonna give you some hints, and I want to see if you can.
All right.
Okay. So this guy played for the Mariners, not for really that long. Like you would not associate him with the Mariners. You probably would associate him more with the San Francisco Giants.
Okay.
He played for the Nationals. He also ended his career with your Pittsburgh Pirates. He was a corner infielder, first base, third base, maxed out career high 31 home runs.
Holy shit! First baseman ended his career with the Pirates. Okay, let's make this pick, and then I really need to. Damn it, dude! You got me stuck on this, so I'm really curious.
The reason why I have this jersey, and maybe this will be a hint, maybe it won't be, is that when DFS was getting really big, he went on like a relatively small run when he was on the Giants of being like an absolute fantasy hero, just a DFS legend. Holy shit!
Was that it?
That is correct. I mean, that is ball knowing. So we are in a spot where like Rooker is like kind of almost a must for us, or I would hear Jarren Duran as well.
No, it's Rooker.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess maybe we buried the lead a little bit to begin with, but do yourself a favor this year. Watch one of the games that the Oakland Athletics play at their quote unquote home. That is it might not even, dude, it's like a high school baseball field. Like I remember at the beginning of the season watching just like a random Shea Langeliers fly ball that just was like easily a home run. Just like easily, what Sutter Field, I believe, is what it's called. I mean,
Sutter Health
is
Park.
Yes, it's the biggest. I mean, I think it boosted home runs more than Coors. Actually, I don't even think I know it boosted home runs more than Coors did last year. So all Athletics players are juiced up by a couple factors because they play at this ballpark. But yeah, I mean, just
Yeah,
got
I
to
mean,
give it to Patrick here.
to be clear, the ballpark itself, the dimensions of the ballpark are not small. The dimensions are not small. It plays incredibly small, and you see these things happen with batted balls because of the fact that one, it's 100 degrees where they play almost every day, and two, they play in a minor league baseball field, but that doesn't mean the fences are in because they play in this field. Think of the major league baseball stadiums that exist, right? Yankee Stadium, City Field. These are massive structures. So they obstruct wind. The wind patterns are minuscule. At Sutter Health, it's 100 degrees and the wind's blowing out. So if you catch a ball in the air, it's gone, dude. It's gone. So it plays so much smaller because of these factors, and it's not meant to have the best athletes in the world playing in it. It's supposed to be a minor league baseball field. It already plays up for minor leaguers. So for the Athletics, for at least for this year, next year we'll see, who knows. But for this year, they're in one of the best hitting environments in baseball, and they are a good team. So it's a lot of fun.
That's the craziest thing. That's probably the craziest thing is that they're actually like a pretty decent team. Like that is the weird thing about it is you would have assumed they'd just be terrible. Like, oh, ownership gave up. Like no one cares. They're moving to Vegas. They forgot to get the patent or they forgot to get the trademark for Las Vegas Athletics and someone else got it. But yeah, like they are. And like Nick Kurtz being the 19th overall pick is just very like Nick Kurtz going ahead of Cal Raleigh is just very, very funny.
It is funny, but is it right? Probably.
My preference here would probably be for Jackson Merrill. Do you have a thought on any of these outfielders?
No, I think at this point in the season, man, get your guy within reason. And this is absolutely within reason. I have no problem taking Merrill over Roman Anthony. Merrill was banged up last year, missed a lot of time, so that's why his numbers don't look as good. But Merrill's a dude for sure.
Yeah, Merrill stunk last year. He only stole one base. He stole 16 the year before, and that is something that you will see a lot with baseball. Is in football, when a guy has a down year, you basically call it good. You're like, all right, well, thanks for your service, Tyreek Hill. Thanks for like you hit 29. It's over. Does not work that way in baseball. Guys will very routinely like immediately bounce back. Like, oh, horrible year. I had a nagging wrist injury the entire time, and now I'm all the way better.
Merrill's the dude. Yeah,
I do like stacking in the dinger the way that the structure works. I mean, it works the same way that Best Ball Mania or the Puppy or whatever does. In terms of like advancing and all the money is in the final. The reason why you would like stacking is even more so than in football. You are going to get correlated team results where if the Red Sox just pummel the shit out of the Baltimore Orioles in the final week and they have like 3 games where they score 12 runs, it means it works the same way it does for DFS, where every at-bat that isn't an out adds on to the projection of at-bats for other players, and that happens at a team level.
Stacking is even stronger in baseball than in football, and the reason why is the reason why John, my co-host Roto Run, loves to talk about is that like the stacking upside is uncapped, where with football you can't stack like 5 guys on a team, maybe once in every 5 seasons.
There are only so many points that can be scored in 60 minutes.
Exactly. Like a touchdown can only go to one person. But in baseball, like you said, every out increases the length of the game. Like imagine if scoring a touchdown meant that you get more chances to score a touchdown. Yeah. So like that extends the game. Players hit each other in, it all adds up. The correlation, there's a lot of ways that the correlation gets home.
Yeah, 100%. Okay. We are up. Bryce Harper is a really good pick here. Unsigned Cody Bellinger. Ian Happ is like the definition of just like a get me over the line. We could think about pitcher here. Where are you at?
I think Bryce Harper is a good pick here. I'm okay with taking best player available.
We're getting a little Dipperino. Now, Bryce Harper was awesome last year. Have you seen any photos of Bryce Harper on social media recently?
I mean, I see photos of him all the time. He looks like shit.
What is the deal? What's going on?
Well, I don't know, man. You listen to a lot of like, kind of like Unorthodox Health
No,
podcast.
he's into that
What's your
stuff.
take on raw milk, Davis?
My take on raw milk is that like it's probably fine, but I have no interest in it because I have no interest in milk. Like I'm not a the way that the health stuff works for me is it's got to be backed by some study somewhere. Now it could be kind of a sketchy study that was done in
Of course,
7 mice in
but it
Japan or
doesn't.
whatever, right? But source being just trust me, bro. That's the way we did it 200 years ago. Doesn't work the same. If you guys want an idea of what we're talking about, this is Bryce Harper getting blood drawn out of his body, recycled back in, and it's like this is look, man. I'm not gonna tell Bryce Harper what to do with his life, and I've not studied the science behind this at all. But basically, like that's Bryce Harper's whole bit right now. Is Bryce Harper is doing all that stuff.
Got to take out the shitty blood, man. Got to take out the shitty blood and put in good blood.
You got to take out the shitty blood, and you got to put which really it to me it just seems it's like, hey man, if you're like the richest guy alive, you're this how much money has he made in his baseball career? Half a billion?
Half a billion.
Yeah, super like man, you could probably just like do like crazy stuff. Like you could get whatever like Jeff Bezos is doing to stay young. Like you don't need to do something that you like go to an office to do. You know what I'm saying? Like you like I don't know. I feel like
I don't disagree.
Like there should be more luxurious health things that he's like he should be getting stem cells, right?
Yeah, he's well, isn't that banned? But anyways, yeah, he's a strange dude, but he's got a chip on his shoulder because the ownership, made some comments that were taken out of context by Bryce, and now he really wants to kind of stick it to the Phillies ownership. Yeah, he's a good pick, man. 4th round Bryce Harper is a gift.
4th round Bryce Harper does feel like a gift. Notice that we are through 53 players, and the only pitchers that have been taken are all dudes that probably a very casual fan would have heard of. Like that's like Spencer Strider. Well, a casual fan probably hasn't heard of Hunter Brown. But like Logan Webb and Cole Reagans are still there. Are you a Buxton bro? You got to be a Buxton bro.
I am. I do have concerns about his health, but he's an awesome player.
Who doesn't?
Yeah. Trey Turner's cool. Teoscar is also cool.
I like I like the cheap Dodgers. Let's actually take our first pitcher.
All right, take your boy.
Let's take my boy. Let's take my boy Cole Reagans. I think there's actually a chance that we get Buxton coming back around. I guess maybe we should have been more hip to Trey there for stacking reasons. What I was just referencing there with the cheap Dodgers is I don't know why this works, but I don't know why this is the way it is, but Will Smith and Max Muncy are like last round clicks, and those dudes are going to score a lot of fantasy points.
They're going to be mega efficient. The problem is the projecting of their at bats is really tough.
They only play probably 4 or 5 times a week.
Will Smith especially, because Shohei Ohtani's taking the DH spot. You're never DHing over Ohtani. And Muncy, they only have Muncy projected for at least I think the bat only 100 games played, so could be a platoon guy. But Muncy, he's a huge spike guy.
Doesn't that kind of work for best ball though? Like I would say, like that would be really annoying in NFBC, but in best ball, it's like, well, half your games you're going to suck anyway, right? I mean, that's just the nature of it.
Yeah. I mean, I that's the cope angle. I tell myself
it's a good cope angle.
Yeah, it's like I'd rather it feels so much better taking a guy is good, and just like playing time be damned. Hope you run good with the playing time.
Yeah. The reason why Buxton goes late is that this dude is just like literally like a walking.
He just had his first healthy season. He's like 30, and he just had his first healthy season. He's 32, and he played 120 games for only the second time in his career. The last time he did that was 8 years ago.
All right, we're up. We are with a bunch of ball knowers, so outfield is really going. Are you a Kyle Stowers breakout believer?
Stowers is kind of the man. Yeah, he was a pretty good prospect.
He was a
Had an
huge prospect.
Yeah, yeah, and it just like never worked out for him in Baltimore. In terms of like the big league level, broke out in Miami, like really broke out in Miami. He's gonna regress. He doesn't play in a good ballpark, but he's almost certainly good at the game. So I have no problem taking him. He fell off at the end of last year, but like from June to July, this guy was the best hitter in baseball, like the
Got
best hitter.
his K rate down to 27%. And actually, the bat thinks he's going to kind of stick there, which is nice. We've got him for 25 home runs. So really, it's just a matter of can he get that home run to fly ball to drift in a favorable fashion, particularly probably in a lot of their road games. Like what was his home run to fly ball last year? Batted ball, yeah. So 22.9%. That is like, I don't know what's a good NFL comparison to that. That's like a dude who has like a 17.9 A dot, but has like a 75% catch rate. Like you just know it's absolutely not going to hold. 7.7% is really low. So you I don't know if he gets 615 plate appearances with like 17% home run to fly ball, he probably is fine. Are the Marlins going to be any better this year?
Not really.
They were like kind of frisky last year.
They had their moments, but no, I don't see any reason that they're going to be good. They already traded off Eduardo Cabrera to the Cubs, so that was like a potential breakout pitcher for them. So that definitely kind of sucks for them.
Super helpful resource if you want to be like me and ask questions like that is the roster resource tab on Fangraphs, and you can literally just see projected starting lineups and be like, hey, are these dudes any good? If you really don't know anything about baseball, a nice little round number would just be this WAR right here. That the higher, the better that it is. So like if you see a bunch of 0 WAR guys in a lineup, it probably means they're not that good. Probably
Yeah,
means
and to be fair, that does include
fine.
defense, so not
True.
always fully 1-to-1 for fantasy, but you know, if you're just trying to know ball.
All right. So for outfield here, it'd be like Adele. We could add Jacob Marcy.
I'm
For
gonna go Vinny P.
Wow, man after my own heart.
You got to.
Great Twitter account, Vinny P.
Dude, he is. He's extremely like open with his thoughts and stuff, which is awesome. And he was at the Dog Bowl. I didn't even realize it. Dude was at the Dog Bowl.
Yeah, he just loves to hang out. He actually did just do like he just did a cool Twitter thread about being like, dude, I didn't want to go to arbitration with the Royals. I just wanted them to pay me like fair market value. Like, why do I want to go to arbitration court and have the team I play for be like, actually, we don't want to pay him all this money because we think he sucks, but we do also want him on our team. Like,
are the Royals? So I don't know if how the Royals do it, but I think they're file and trial where they don't negotiate with, you know, they treat it very much very standard. Like here's what we offer, and then they'll take it to arbitration after the fact. Arbitration is such a crazy thing in baseball.
Baseball is so insane that way. Yes, Patrick makes another good point, which is Fangraphs literally just lets you customize ranking based on the projections to the rule set. So it would be very easy to download your customized rankings, download the Underdog player ID, feed it into your large language model of choice, and say, hey, will you just name match these for me and get like a really rudimentary set of rankings? I honestly don't think you need to do that for baseball. Like I think you could kind of just get by vibing, you know, honestly.
Yeah, I mean, baseball's so random, man. And in the playoffs too, half of the battle, like over half the battle, is like hoping you have a 2-start pitcher on your team for the playoffs. So yeah, I mean it helps though. You know, it helps. Like you gotta, you know, over the course of a regular season, that stuff matters, obviously.
Yes. I mean, yeah. I mean, anything that helps you project players better, like have more league winners, is helpful. DeGrom, Marcy, Robert. What are we thinking here? Are we thinking pitcher?
I don't know. I know Marcy was good last year, and he stacked, so we can kind of just like I like Michael as well. Just like really go in.
You like Michael Bush?
Bush is cool. Yeah, Bush is like a really efficient player where he's like he's good for best ball, where he's very much like an all or nothing guy, where he's like he could have 0 points or 25.
34 dingers last year.
Yeah.
Pretty good. Yeah. Yeah, again, we could have went for the stack there. There is another Royal that I'm hoping is available at our next pick, and I don't think, because D Train is in this one and he did not take him. So I think we are going to be able to get Jack Caglione. We're going to be able to get
I think so.
if we want him. Projections hate Marcy. Well, here we go. I'm about to learn
They
about
do.
Jacob Marcy. So Jacob Marcy last season hit 5. Projections always hate these guys. Here's your first lesson. Any dude who has more steals than home runs and has like a lowered K rate, projections are going to hate these guys. I can't think of one guy like this that projections have ever liked.
No.
Billy Hamilton, Mondesi.
What a guy.
What a guy. Oh, Mondesi. Love that.
Mondesi should have been the GOAT. He was supposed to be Tatis before Tatis became
Mondesi
Tatis.
should have been like the greatest fantasy baseball player of all time. Like he actually had a little bit of power.
He did,
but he just he couldn't stay healthy. Are you filing in for the Mitten and or Gauntlet returns, Nez?
I want to, but like, man, it just like it's tough for me right now, man. You know, being a father, I have to be so ultra efficient with my time, and I just like log in to do these drafts, and I'm like, oh my god, man, I think I need to be doing something else with my time. But as a former Mitten Returns champ, Mitten Returns again champ, I might need to get in there.
Killed. Caglione goes one pick before. I like Jason Dominguez. I like Cowser. I like Jung Ho Lee. Any of these pitchers do anything for you?
Not necessarily. Maybe like the Miz or Pivetta. I like Dominguez, man. I like taking a shot on Dominguez.
Got up to 857 underdog points last year. What is his playing time projection looking like? Let's find out.
I think it's like decent to okay, but I think like this is one of the wider ranges of a player that exists in the player pool, because we know this dude's ceiling based on like who he was from like the moment he was 16, that like he like should be like a stud. So I think there's a chance that he like vastly exceeds his projection. You know, if the Yankees don't sign Cody Bellinger, add like 30 games to those projections.
Oh yeah.
He's in there every day. He's in there every day. And there's a good chance that they don't.
I would say this is the case, that Caglione is the Xavier Worthy of baseball. Yeah, I think.
Oh man, that's a great question.
It's a pretty good comp. Although I would say the wish casting of prospects happens more for pitchers than it does for. There's wish casting for hitters for sure, but it happens way more with pitchers, because you're completely guessing on playing time for a lot of the pitchers.
Yeah, I will say my comp, and this isn't relevant as much anymore because this guy is like not relevant, but he had a time where he was relevant. Like Astory Ruiz would be like my Xavier Worthy.
Yes,
that might be like way too deep, but like little guy who's very fast and fun.
Ruiz is really good. Damn, all the pitchers that I just wanted went there. Any of these guys, Savage, Yuri Perez.
I love Mackenzie Gore.
Loves Mackenzie Gore. That one's easy. So we got Reagans, Gore, Witt, Bobby, Vinny P, Michael Bush, Brent Rooker, Jackson Merrill, Kyle Stowers, Jason Mingus. So we're a little light on outfield. Obviously, there are names down here, guys that everyone's going to kind of have a favorite out here, right? Some people might want to buy on Jorge Soler. Someone might really be like, all right, Cedric Mullins is going to figure it out. Some people are going to say Evan Carter hits 32 home runs. And there are going to be guys down at like outfield 112 who end up being like useful fantasy prospects this year, but it's just kind of hard.
Yeah. It is hard, but you can definitely find some gems down there. We're okay right now. I think, there's a lot of different ways we can take this build. We can go like 7-6-7 if we wanted to. I think either way, we probably want to do 6 infielders or cap like get one more and like cap it at 5 and do like an unconventional 8-5-7. But that's seldom done and hasn't graded out well in terms of like historical results. Shout out my guy Sports Viz BJ on Twitter. He's part of the Stacking Dingers crew that does like a ton of fantasy baseball. Him and Dark Sheep. He just posted a viz of like the roster constructions of the past contests and like what did well. And yeah, like something safe is like the TLDR of like what did well. The best performing was 776 and 767. But to like no surprise, that's what all the good players were doing.
Yeah. The greatest advance rate in 2024 was 776. It was used by much of the pool, but that doesn't mean it was bad.
Right, exactly. That's one thing I'd caveat is like if you forced the good players to like, hey, you have to build 8-5-7s like 20% of the time, what like would that go up? You know, perhaps.
Yeah, 100%, 100% it would. Okay, so we are at, as of right now, a 2-4-4. Did we just get sniped?
Yeah, I love Diaz. Yandy Diaz is like my favorite player in the pool. Trey Savage made a name for himself and is deemed to be the real deal for as a pitcher.
I mean, I'll take it. This is the part of the Nez, Jacob Wilson. I see Jacob Wilson's name looming there for us.
I know, but like Jacob Wilson was awesome when he was like 2% drafted in the 20th round. And nobody thought that a guy playing in like the best ballpark in baseball with like the best bat to ball skills in baseball around a bunch of power hitters could be good. I believed he's not somebody I want to be overweight on this year though. Unfortunately, I got to play the price.
Sad. I mean, I'm trying to look at the Athletics roster resource to see if there is a guy that I can take a Soderstrom size stance on that's not being accounted for.
There is.
Is there?
In the infield position. Well, not in Oakland.
Not on Oakland. Okay. I'll get there. I'll find a way.
Yeah, it's not a secret, but
who is it?
Connor Griffin.
Ooh, do we have a Pittsburgh Pirate?
We're gonna have one.
A little worried about the ballpark. But I'm in. Look,
this dude's 19 years old and is like the best player I've ever seen.
Has he been called up at all?
He made it to Double-A last year, and in his minor league debut as a 19-year-old, 65 stolen. This is in 122 games, 65 stolen bases, 21 home runs.
65 stolen bases is so fire.
Dude, he's 6'4", 225 at 19. Just freak. Big ass neck. Just unbelievable.
That is kind of unbelievable. I mean, single A is pretty low, but still.
Everybody crushes in single A. Right. Yeah. Everybody, yeah, at 19 crushes. Every 19-year-old crushes in single A. For sure.
Every 19-year-old steals 65 bases in
for sure, bro.
Single A.
No doubt.
All right. We can be thinking about Kerry Carpenter. That's very Badge Bros.
It is very Badge Bros. I'm down for Kerry. There's also just like a ton of fun pitchers on the board.
Okay, wait. Is Bubba Chandler going to get called up?
He's gonna break camp with the team. Yeah.
Say less. That's how I get even. That's how I get even, Nez.
You got to get the lick back on Bubba Chandler.
He was my most drafted pitcher last year, and he never got called up, did he?
He got called up at the end of the season.
He got called up probably when the dinger was already closed. He was in there
for the dinger finals.
Was he? Okay. Well, had I been there, it would have been great for him to be okay. projection systems are never, ever, ever going to love dudes like that, to be
They're
fair,
not.
right?
And I mean, listen, like I'm not saying that this dude's gonna like hit 120 WRC plus and bat, 780 OPS like necessarily, but he has the spike week stuff that you want in terms of like in terms of a player. And this is why like I don't even bother trying to tell people that like why like the case for the Pirates, because they've been so bad for the last 5-6 years that like nobody can like possibly consider the possibility that things are different this year. Like Connor Griffin is deemed to be like one of the best prospects in baseball in the last like 5 years. Like he is the real deal. But like he's a Pirate, so he has that stench on him. And we got screwed with Bubba Chandler, so they're going to do the same with Connor Griffin, even though these are vastly different players with vastly different profiles and very different situations.
I'm assuming that amount of games was so much more important last year than Skeleton Key. Like,
In terms of
sorry, amount of games was so much more important than they got the nutted matchup. They got to play in
for like the finals,
yes,
it's definitely something that like probably matters, but like it's like really hard to project.
I mean, dude, you're gonna if you try and project who's playing 7 games in August right now, like you're not gonna be able to do it.
It's not a good way to draft players, in my opinion.
All right, I saw people talking about this guy DeLauder.
We don't have to take him yet, right?
In Discord this morning. I mean, it's like we're at a range now where like ADP is like kind of out the window. Do you like this the Japanese guy? Am I?
I don't know enough about him. You can take CDL. I would probably go like Rodon, perhaps, but
all right. Well, I panicked there. So this is the part of the draft where I need to get a little bit sharper. I think about exposure in baseball much differently than I do about football, where I want to have a much more balanced portfolio. They were talking about this in the Badge Bros Discord as well, which is like you just kind of end up with like 17% of guys in baseball pretty easy. You're gonna have a lot like you're gonna have 4% of a lot of round 18, 19, 20 guys, but not really with like you probably could go through a whole draft season never seeing I don't know, Ozzy Albies name or Hunter Goodman's name or Jordan Beck's name. Just be like, well, that guy just is totally undraftable to me. But you end up taking 16% of Dansby Swanson because you just fit your build or the projection system that you really liked him.
Yeah, I get way more overweight in baseball than football for sure.
Yeah.
But yeah, I love Chase DeLauder, man. Chase DeLauder is a really good player, and he should play a lot. I got screwed last year. He was free, and then I forget what surgery he had. Maybe it was like a hernia, a sports hernia. So it just like completely derailed his season. But really good outfielder.
For a guy who's never played Major League Baseball, for the bat to have him as a 240 hitter with 12 dingers and 5 stolen bases, that is like very bullish for how Cardi projects rookies.
Yeah, everybody else has him as an above average hitter, and I would consider his games played, the playing time there, to be light.
Yeah. I think you're probably right. So structurally, we have a 4-4-5. So we probably want 3 more starting pitchers. We definitely like 1 more outfielder, and probably with Dominguez and DeLauder, we probably want like more of a Jorge Soler type than a rookie who we're waiting to get called up type. Infield, ooh, I do kind of like Trevor Story. Any of these infielders or pitchers do anything for you?
Let's see here. ECAB, I think, is interesting. The Cubs just traded for him. Flaherty was so up and down that it like really concerns me.
Yeah, let's do Cabrera. Maybe he's learned how to throw a strike.
That's the question.
Yeah,
the Cubs are a really good organization. They made Matt Boyd one of the best pitchers in baseball last year. Like, what can they do with a guy with the ECAB stuff? Maybe some good things here. The one interesting thing with ECAB, right, is like, most of these times these projection systems are all going to tell you like, a very similar thing. Like the standard deviation doesn't vary too much, but the oopsie system, which I believe is like Enosaurus's one, or maybe I forget what the deal is with oopsie, but they are like way more pitcher focused is like my understanding. They are like mega bullish on ECAB compared to everybody else. They've got him for like a full K per 9 greater than everybody else. They have his ERA at 3.5 compared to everybody else having him at 4. So like it's kind of fun to like play the outlier projection system in that regard.
Yeah. Yeah. Which like I think you can like kind of pick and choose your favorite projection system. Like you don't have to use them all. Like you can decide like, or actually kind of a sick idea would be I'm gonna do 10 drafts using Steamer. I'm gonna do 10 drafts using ATC. I'm gonna do 10 drafts using the bat or whatever. You get like a sick mix of a lot of different teams, which would be pretty fun. Okay. So structurally, we definitely need probably 3 more outfielders. The aforementioned Will Smith. Dude, why is Rutschman hurt?
No, he's just like he was just pretty bad last year.
By the Dipperino. The official statement by the Dipperino on look at that. 1,300 points the year before, 1,100, 20 dingers, 19 dingers. The Orioles also were just like horrible last year as a team.
Yeah.
I don't think they're gonna. I would be surprised if they ran back being horrible, considering they have so many young guys who can hit their ceiling.
Yeah, Adley's a great dip by for sure. He's going to play a lot of DH. Probably DH more than actually play catcher, which is good for him.
What week is Royce Lewis going to suffer his season-ending injury this year?
Come on, man.
It's a good question.
We don't have to put that on that guy. We can just fade him and go.
Yeah. All right. Infield, outfields. Anyone tickling your fancy right here?
Yeah, I kind of just take Giancarlo Stanton because he's there. But our guy was Josh was talking about Drake Baldwin as well. I like Drake Baldwin a lot.
Does he DH at all?
Yeah, I think he will DH. I mean, I think they kind of have to. He's a really good stick.
Yeah.
His playing time projection I think is like 140. I was a big Drake Baldwin fan last year. Really liked him. His playing time is like 130. Yeah, I think he's good. And he's in a great offensive environment. I'm a big fan of him.
Yeah. Catching is just really hard, and there are very few catchers who are going to get 600 whatever plate appearances. So in general, when you are taking catchers, guys like Soderstrom, I mean, because Soderstrom came up as a catcher, you mostly want them to be DHing or I mean, ideally playing corner outfield actually, so that they can play basically every day, that they're healthy and available. I mean, that's one of the issues with Langeliers is he actually does still catch, not every game or anything, but he does still actually play catcher.
It is funny how all these like factors like contribute to guys' abilities to play offense and hit the ball as a hitter. Who would have thought that like crouching on your knees for 3 hours or 1.5 hours a day for 162 days was hard on the body. I mean, it was funny how long it took for the one knee down stance to like become popular. The purists like couldn't stand it. They're like, yeah, it's not good. You can't catch with one knee on the ground. I mean, wow, these guys like maybe we don't want our best players dying. Maybe that's
actually
well.
It is like actually insane that like that's such an unnatural position to be in for that long.
It's so hard on your body, man.
Like,
I don't care how good of an athlete you are.
It's just kind of crazy baseball ever like that was just a position that people played. Stanton is still there. I do like Leiter. Dude, Matt Boyd, Shane Smith. There are some guys here. Mitch Keller. There are some guys.
Yeah, I'm definitely like a little lost at this point as far as pitching goes. I like Stanton for spikes. It seems like he's found a way to continue to play baseball at his like current like physicality, like the way that his body is set up.
It's
Like,
just insane, dude. Like he still hit 24 home runs last year, despite like being like I think he was a negative WAR player with 24 home runs.
no, he was a 2 WAR player in 77 games actually.
Wow, shout
But
out to Stanton.
dude, he was amazing last year. Like he was incredible. Like in the times that he did
I'm looking
suit
at
up
it.
and
I'm
play.
looking at it right now. Yeah, you're right. He's not been a negative WAR player for a full season since 2023. So shout out to him.
Yeah, no, yeah, he figured something out during his rehabbing time. And I mean, his playing time is not going to be like great, but it's just like the spikes that you get with him are just so massive.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, like the guy's put on earth to do one thing, which is to hit home runs. Hey, 281 plate appearances. We can live with it. We can live with it. What if you?
I mean,
what
that
if
was
you
like
what if
that
you
was a bad case scenario last year. Like, I mean, yeah, he has a 281, but like
didn't he tear like a bicep tendon or something insane? Like it was a
he
crazy
had like
injury.
elbow tendonitis in both of his elbows. Like, and then he came back and was like, "Oh yeah, I'm the best hitter on the Yankees."
As
By the way.
a fellow elbow tendonitis non-enjoyer sufferer, my
Ouch.
thoughts are really with him. It's miserable.
Ouch.
It's horrible, dude. I wake up in the middle of the night.
Still,
I'll wake up at like 4 a.m. and be like, my whole arm hurts.
there's no like resolution for that for you.
It just gets better. Like it just takes a long time. But like there's no oh, you do this and it's better in a week.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
brutal, man.
Yeah.
Little heat, no.
Heat helps. Yeah, heat helps a lot. And let's make this. Do you like Boyd?
I think Boyd is a huge regression candidate. I
What,
think
what is Baz's
Oz,
innings? I was gonna say, what are his innings gonna be like?
they're going to be big because the Orioles need him. They need him bad.
Is there a bigger spot in terms of inning jumps than going from the Tampa Bay Rays to the Baltimore Orioles?
That's a really good point.
I think that would basically be the number one. Like you go from like pitching like 3 innings once a week to being like, hey man, can you maybe go 8 innings today, and then can you actually maybe give us an inning of relief next week? Like I wonder. The thing with tendonitis is your instinct would be like, my arm hurts, I shouldn't use it at all. Is not the right way to do it. You have to be doing your PT and your exercises and moving it and like holding weights and twisting weights around, or basically your body never gets the signal that because it's a nerve thing. It's not your muscle. So like you have to like tell your body like, hey man, this is really bothering me. Will you go fix this, please?
Yeah. Damn, dude, that's like the worst thing to happen.
It's horrible. It's horrible. I got it when I was younger, like from golfing. And I re-got it as an adult. Obviously, it's much worse as an adult because your body heals much slower as an old. As I'm sure your hip too takes a long time to heal. Yeah, yeah. John would have got the Mike Morse. He would have known.
Yeah.
Wow, Reynaldo Lopez still around, huh?
Yeah, he's not my cup of tea yet, but yeah, he is still around.
All right, we gotta dive deep for an outfielder here. Do you have a secret one for us?
No, I think my guy's gone. I think Connor Griffin is gone. Weatherholt's a good pick though.
Connor Griffin is gone.
JJ.
Weather JJ.
Yeah.
Wow, a St. Louis boy too. I can go watch him play.
Yeah. He's gonna be a rookie this year. I know, making you take a rookie. He's like the odds leader for NL Rookie of the Year right now. Should see a lot of playing time, depending on when he gets called up. But looks to be a pretty good player.
Are you in any of the one and done pools, Nez?
I try so hard to like be a golf guy, but like I'm not. So I'm not in any one and dones. But if somebody wants to like tell me exactly what to do and we can chop together, I'll get in there. I don't want you to overlay. The big splash one is going to overlay. I bet we got. You think?
think we got. I mean, we have 6 hours left. No, we have what 12 and a half hours left.
Yeah, I was gonna say, isn't tomorrow?
And it is, yeah. There's 0% chance this fills. None. It's $250 entry.
Really?
Like, I only did one. I mean, I might do another. There's no way this fills.
Is this Rick Rungoods?
Yes, this is our boy Rick Gaiman.
He's awesome.
He is a cool dude.
Like, he's so good. Like, his content is just like, I was like, he's like really good at making engaging like content that helps you kind of understand why players are why these golfers are good and whatnot. Damn, dude. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not going to make you go down the whole rabbit hole, but I might have to get in on this.
Oh, I mean, dude, I love golf. I'm a huge I love that stuff. So I'm happy to go down a rabbit hole. And I think people are mostly bad at one and done and start to chase too early. Like I would guess very few people in the pool are really gaming much out in terms of like planning who they want to use where, other than like, oh, I'm going to use the live guy at the majors. Like I should use Scotty somewhere else because I want to use John Rahm at the Masters.
Are you ever eliminated, or are you just like accumulating?
You accumulate the whole time.
Got it.
All right. Final round pitcher.
Whew.
Can I sell you on
the Pirate?
Is Musgrove healthy? Or give me the Pirate.
Ashcraft.
Oh, this guy sucks. Wait, no, this is a different Ashcraft because there was a Reds Ashcraft.
Yes, dude. There's two guys that have like very, very similar names. And one of them is Braxton Ashcraft.
Graham. Yeah, Graham Ashcraft is not good. But we can, although he did have a 3.9 ERA last year with a 2.71 FIP. Shout out to Ashcraft, to Graham Ashcraft, totally fixing his game last year.
Yeah, he's still like he was mad frustrated because he's a guy you would target like every slate. Just like, how is this guy not getting blown up?
Yeah. That's kind of the whole. Wasn't Andrew Abbott? Didn't he do the same thing where he just had these awful periffs and then just never got any worse? All right, we need one final infielder. I do like Shaw. Someone in chat was just mentioning this dude, McGonigal.
With Weatherhole, like we were already kind of in a bit of a hole there. If you want to take another Oriole,
should we take like a really boring guy?
Fake Jacob Wilson in there.
Muncy works for this. Louis Arias, if he ever got signed by anyone, worked. Andrew Vaughn.
I think Muncy's a fine pick.
Yeah, I think Muncy's probably fine. Andrew Vaughn would work for this, just like the most boring 620 plate appearance. Shaw is good. Shaw. I don't know if you want Shaw and Bush together that much. I'd have to think through that more, I guess, for stacking. But they because they both play third base, right? So they'd cannibalize some of each other's plate appearances, or is that wrong?
No, Shaw is a third baseman and does hit right-handed, but I've never once thought about drafting Shaw in the dinger. No offense.
Bro's never once thought about getting a 93 weighted runs created plus.
Unfortunately.
Moises Ballesteros. I've never heard of this guy, but I think
they called him up last year. He's a fun dude. What's his dimensions? I think he has a pretty funny BMI.
He is 5'8", 195.
Dude.
Cap 195.
Yeah. All in. Yeah. Dude, you gotta look at this guy. You gotta look at a picture of this guy.
All right. Moises Ballesteros. Oh yeah, super cap. Super cap. Yeah, this dude's 195 and I'm 143.
Yeah, and I'm on an eating program.
They did just sign. They literally announce they signed Bregman in the middle of the Packers Bears game?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Shaw's dead. So shout out to Shaw. Shout out to Moises Ballesteros. Love this dude. He's the new Danny. He's the new Daniel Vogelbach.
He's like little Danny
who came up as a Cub. All right. Final team. Cole Reagans, Mackenzie Gore, Trey Yesabaj, Bubba Chandler, Edward Cabrera, Shane Boz, Braxton Ashcraft. That is putting a lot of weight on Cole Reagans. If Cole Reagans gets hurt or sucks, we are in trouble.
Mackenzie Gore, put some respect on Mackenzie Gore. He's going to get you like a million points a week, and you're going to be like, wow.
Bobby Witt Jr., Bryce Harper, Vinny P., Michael Bush, Drake Baldwin, JJ Weatherholt, Max Muncy, Brent Rooker, Jackson Merrill, Kyle Stowers, Jason Dominguez, Chase DeLauder, Giancarlo Stanton. That is an MLB slappy version of an outfield room. That is like super, super slappy.
It is.
Outfield. Yeah.
The only way it could be slappier is if you took 6 in a row.
Yeah. You know what? That's true. True slappy is just saying pitcher. I don't know no stinking pitchers. I'm not taking pitchers. No. My last 7 picks are gonna be.
I'll take a bad pitcher and be happy.
All right, man. There we go. I hope I convinced you to sign up for the one and done, because it is a lot of fun, and it's a great. You only have to do one thing a week. Are you gonna do any of the new Underdog Opens or anything?
I will get in there. I think probably tonight. I don't have. I use like prop markets to kind of make my rankings and stuff, and try to get on guys that are really low owned and things like that. And that worked out pretty well for me last year. I don't have a data golf sub or anything. I try to differentiate as opposed to just being a data golf plug and play guy. So I'll get in there. Yeah, it's always fun.
Many such cases of people just copy and pasting data golf and then trying to set yourself up for success. It's kind of what everyone does.
Exactly.
All right. You want to do a Mitten Returns real quick, or do you got to go?
I do need to bounce. I got to get some lunch and get ready for my show with John. John's in here. Like
John didn't schedule it because I just tried to redirect to you and it's not available yet. So tell John to schedule it and I'll do the redirect.
Okay, John, schedule it so Davis can pump us his views.
There you go. All right, man. I appreciate you.
Appreciate you, man.
I will talk to you soon.
Yeah, thanks for having me on, dude.
All right, take it easy.
See ya.
All right, boys. There you go. We will knock out a quick little. We'll do a Mitten Returns. Yes. Let's do it. If I can find. Oh, I can use the best ball tab. The Mitten Returns. We'll hop in. We'll do one, and then we will. I don't know. We'll hang out. We'll see what's going on. I don't have anything that I immediately need to do this very second. But yeah, shout out to Nez. Shout out to Nez for joining us. That was nice. So my plan is that we are going to be doing a couple best ball streams. So I'd like to get Vlad from FTN on the show. I'd like to get Frank Stamfel from Fantasy Baseball Today on the show. It would be great to get Eno Saris on the show to talk about a little bit of baseball, a little bit of prospecting. Obviously, we're going to be doing a bunch of NFL prospecting here on the show, but there is, when you're doing daily content, there is a little bit of a gap on a Wednesday, for divisional round stuff. Cause obviously we're going to do the slate preview with Jacob tomorrow on the channel. So just, we're trying to see what there is out there, but we are back for the old Mitten Returns. I probably won't be able to max this now because time. I'm not drunk. I am drinking a kombucha though, which I think does have a little bit of alcoholic content. All right, so you just do Josh Allen at 4, huh? Is that the new meta? Josh Allen, James Cook. So we're playing for a Buffalo Bills win here. I mean, I tell you, the most interesting thing about the Gauntlet Returns and the Mitten Returns compared to the original versions of these contests is that it is much more imperative that you get the Super Bowl matchup correct, because a 5-man lineup is worth nothing. Having Josh Allen, James Cook, Khalil Shakir, Dalton Kincaid, and Ty Johnson is going to be worth $0 because there's going to be 100 of those in the final. You're going to need the correct NFC team. This is a Mike Morse jersey, brother. So if you're a ball knower, this is a Seattle Mariners Mike Morse jersey. His name used to be Michael, and he changed it to Mike. Former shortstop prospect, I believe, but he was a really, really good DFS player, salary cap DFS player back in the day. All right, Josh Allen, James Cook. Do we do? It's kind of interesting to take Stafford. Actually, what is going on in this draft? So we did that. All right, so we do Sharbs on the NFC side, and I can tell you what, I can completely screw the rest of the room here if I take Drake May, because I'm assuming there's a new meta to push quarterback as far as possible. But there's no bill I need to take here, so I am going to take Drake May and just see what this looks like. The sidekick does not work for the return contest. There is a big notification if you're in the Legendary Upside Discord that they sent out not that long ago, which was basically like it's not working. They're getting everything ready for the big board. Yeah, I live in the burbs out here in St. Louis. Yeah. All right, Josh Allen, James Cook, Charbonnet, May. So I'm trying to get one more meaningful Seahawk, two more meaningful Patriots, and damn. All right, Birdo here took Shakir and Kincaid with Darnold. Interesting strategy by him. So I guess, what I could do is this is what I am going to do. I'm going to double up on Trevion and Ramondre. And we're not going to have enough wide receiver points to get through, but what a weird, funky little build this is. I've golfed out in St. Peter's before. A lot of good golf in the Midwest. People really hate on flyover country, but man, do we have some good golf out here. All right, so in terms of wide receiver, what am I trying to do? I'm trying to add in Booty for sure. What Bills wide receivers are not dead? I guess Brandon Cooks, Keon, and Knox. And then I need at least one more, probably two more. So I have to figure out the right distribution with my final 4 picks. So I have 2 Bills, I have 1 Seahawk, and I have 3 Patriots. So I need to balance this literally exactly right. I just integrity protected Brad. Just go back, Eggers. Just go back. He was on for an hour. So if you go back, you'll be able to get Mr. Nezzy takes. We drafted a little dinger. We're just gonna do a little itsy bitsy drafting here. All right, so Cup is it's okay. So Shaheed is very important here. Booty is very important here, and I have to hope that I get 1 Bills wide receiver, and then this is a weird build. Why did this? I guess because I took May here, and I suppose I am learning in real time that the new meta in these contests. I did win the dinger. Yeah, Eggers, the contest. You don't even have to bother drafting anymore. I did win it. It's all over. So you can draft a different contest now. You can draft the scramble. Okay. So if I have 2 Seahawks, I need okay. So I have 4 Patriots. So I need 1 more Bill. Do I need 2 more Bills? Yeah, I do. I need 2 more Bills, and then I have 2 Seahawks, 4 Bills, 4 Patriots. And I've got pass catchers covered, so I go Cooks and I go, I'm actually going to go Knox instead of Coleman. Well, actually, they are so thin at wide receiver. So Josh Allen, Drake May, James Cook, Zach Charbonnet, Ramondre Stevenson, Trevion Henderson, Rashid Sheed, Kayshawn Booty, Brandon Cooks, Keon Coleman. I actually don't hate that. I don't hate it. I think it's reasonable. Let's do, you know what, while we're here, I've not looked at this yet. Let's look at the BR slate and draft one of these because I've not looked yet. All right, I've looked, but I've not drafted yet. I probably will max this. I probably will max the probably will max. Why not, right? You're only living once. Are you guys going to max this one? How much is there up to first this week? 30K to first, 32,000 entrants. And they are still 6-person drafts. I guess if you have 4 games, you can still do 6-person drafts. Okay. All right. Good to know. I'm trying to positionally here. Purdy does look like a target. Honestly, Purdy and Darnold at that ADP look like targets. Marks looks pretty good. That's pretty light for Henderson. Don't think I'll be taking much of Manungai or Chubb or Travis Homer. So limited scrolls there. So the scrolls are all wide receivers. It's like Shaheed, Booty, Pierce. Oh, Pearsall, really good. Yeah, wow. Okay, Pearsall, really good scroll. In terms of Bills receivers, so Shakir not even getting drafted. Curtis Samuel did log a full practice, so I guess he can be back. Why do I do the 1-2 ranking before the draft? In Missouri, to enter into a draft, you have to. In Missouri, you have to have at least 2 players ranked to enter into a draft. So every time I pull up a slate, I have to do a ranking, which is just very funny, right? It's like it's something to do with the legality. It's the same way. If you've ever noticed this, if you go to some daily fantasy websites, they make you do 2 changes to your player pool. Like here, when I go to Roto Grinders, here, let me just pull up their NFL optimizer on Roto Grinders. And I click optimize. It says DraftKings community guideline requires users to make at least 2 player pool modifications before using a lineup builder tool. So if I lock Puka and lock McCaffrey, then I can click optimize. Isn't that funny? It's just like, who makes these rules? Why do these rules exist? No one knows. But there you go, a little bit. All right, there you go. Caden is in the 6th spot. Rooting for you, buddy. So just first glance, clear targets to me look like relative to ADP, Marks and Corum look pretty good. Luther Burden looks incredible. Higgins looks very, very strong. And I do think that Jalen Knoll for a scroll is quite good as well. What was Jalen Knowles? I want to check his route participation from last week because Nico Collins is out. So I want, hold on. Let me take Puka real quick before I look that up. Puka Nacua selected. All right. Week 19 Texans utilization. Texans, we got Jalen Knoll up to, okay, probably not. Although Nico did run 74% of the routes, so maybe. I guess it would be he's going to lose all his routes to Hutchinson, so maybe not. Maybe, I don't know. He still could be. He still could be a score. But Jaden Higgins looks really, really strong. I don't know if I love 100% drafted Christian Kirk. Shaheed looks pretty good. Booty looks pretty good. Coleman looks pretty good in terms of real scrolls. Man, Parkinson. How about Higbee? Non 100% drafted Higbee also looks pretty good. Just looked at my DK playoff best ball teams. Didn't make many through, and they all look pretty dead. Well, it's the way she goes. All right, my boy Caden just did the Loveland Adams team over there at the turn. So the highest combinatorial pair. Wow, Kyron Williams still available. Not anymore. So the highest combinatorial pairing is going to be Swift and Puka at this turn. That's going to be really, really common. I'm about to flip the slate on its head because I'm going to take Zach Charbonnet and I'm going to take Ramondre. Because just looking at this slate from like a 10,000 foot view, these running backs do not project near as well as they normally do. Like normally in a BR slate, the running backs are going to project way better than the wide receivers, but that is not the case on this slate at all. So we got, I mean, there are plenty of wide receivers. Like after pick 35, there are wide receivers who are going to run 75% of the routes, which I think is pretty interesting. And I wasn't able to get Stafford here because Stafford went to Kimo Sabe, who drafted James Cook, Matt Stafford, DeAndre Swift. Now, were they just auto drafting? Okay, so they're just auto drafting. So they got, well, maybe not. Maybe auto drafting off ranks because you got James Cook. So I guess quarterback, I tell you what the number one most under-owned stack is going to be on this slate, and it's CJ Stroud and Jaden Higgins. For sure. So I'm definitely gonna be doing that. Wow, Caleb Williams goes to my boy Caden, brand new sub here. What is Caleb's ADP? I guess that is his ADP. So I guess if you want him, I'm going to say this does feel pretty exploitable to me because my immediate reaction would be that a lot of these expensive or that the 100% drafted players basically project the same as like the 50% drafted players. That would kind of be my first thought. So take that with a grain of salt, I guess. So my next two picks, I do need a tight end. There have been no tight ends drafted. Tonjes feels good. Man, is Dawson Knox draftable with all these dudes out? Dawson Knox might be draftable. Yeah, Jennings going really late seems pretty good. I think I'm probably going to save wide receiver for my next pick. Or I could save quarterback. I could just totally play chicken with the quarterback. Knicks, I think that's what I'm going to do because the room will have to make that decision for me. So what I'm going to do, damn it. So I didn't get a chance to take Burden because Mr. McKiernan took him from me. So I'm going to take Jaden Higgins, who I think is really strong. And I'm also going to take, I just think Tyler Higbee at this ownership, I think it's absurd. And I know I didn't get Stafford, but that shouldn't be as much as an impediment. I mean, Stroud can project well below all the other quarterbacks. I would assume that would be the case, but should he be drafted 15% of the time on a 4-game slate? I mean, I don't think so. What should I do? I mean, I guess it doesn't matter, right? So I guess structurally, the thing that makes the most sense is, well, does Purdy or Darnold and Sharps, does Darnold and Sharps link? I guess honestly, probably with this team, it's probably Higgins. I would think that is probably best. So that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna take CJ Stroud. I'm gonna be a man of his word, and that's who I'm gonna take. So my very first team projects really bad, but you gotta break a couple eggs to make an omelet on this slate, I think. So CJ Stroud, Zach Charbonnet, Ramondre Stevenson, Puka Nacua, Jaden Higgins, and Tyler Higbee. So if you guys are watching this on replay, I mean, let me know if you guys want some more baseball content here on the channel. Well, you're going to get some more baseball content on the channel. Let me know guests that you would like to have. Let me know if you want me to do like bring whoever on to do sleepers. Enos Aris comes on to talk pitchers, or Frank Sample comes on to talk whoever else. And if you want me to do some more drafts, we will definitely be getting more baseball. I actually did make some real headway on making the slap model for evaluating Major League Baseball prospects, which I'm very excited, or Major League Baseball, NFL prospects for the very first time. So very excited about that. So we do have some stuff coming through on the channel that I'm very excited about. Vlad messaged me back today and said he's definitely down. So Vlad will definitely be coming on. But yeah, I am in the weeds trying to get a good content menu up for us as we wait for the big board and everything to drop. So everyone, make sure that you like the video. Make sure you subscribe to the channel for daily fantasy sports videos, and I will be back with all of you